Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my review on Tulum, Mexico. I just got back maybe a week ago. Yeah, let's call it a week. And I wanted to discuss some of the things that I experienced that no one really warned me about, or you didn't really hear too much talk about. So I wanted to present you with a few of the things that, I was a little surprised by or taken aback by. So let's jump into it. All right, so I'm gonna be looking down here periodically because I don't want to miss anything. But the first thing to expect in Tulum, and you know what? By the way, before I even get into any of these things, I want to say that Tulum was very pretty. It kind of gave me Bali vibes, hipster. You know, right now it's all the rage. It's all the rage to visit. I've wanted to go to Tulum for a while before it became, this huge thing. But of course, everyone's gonna say that. But I swear to you, I really did. But maybe I need to go back during a more calm period. Maybe, when there's the C word. Because the first thing was, it was so crowded. Tulum is very small. That's another thing that I didn't know. It's like maybe 2 football fields. Really, most of the action takes place on a strip, one long road. This long road does not have an accompanying sidewalk. So pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, people in vehicles, everyone is sharing the road. Imagine that. So the strip has hotels, it has restaurants, people are getting in and out, people are stopping. So that just created a recipe for a lot of traffic. So when we first got there, traffic was bad, but as it got closer to New Year's, it became complete gridlock. A place that should have taken like 15 minutes to get to, I'm not joking with you, took about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now granted, maybe it was because it was close to New Year's Eve, so people were coming in. It wasn't on New Year's Eve. We left, I think the day before New Year's Eve. Yeah, we left we left New Year's Eve in the morning, but the day before New Year's Eve, it was crazy. It was so bad that that particular day, all we did was, I think we went out for brunch, and we were going back home to take a nap and, then returned for drinks or whatever. And the car ride was so long and excruciating. We got rained on, by the way. But yeah, the car ride was so excruciating. We're like, let's just stay in for the night, which is weird, right? Because on vacation, you don't just do one thing and then come in for the rest of the day. We're not old people, but yeah, the traffic was that bad that we did not want to bear it again. Okay. So the food, let's discuss the food. I love Mexican food. I am from a place where I can, I have a lot of access to tacos. Let's just say that. And good tacos. So I was expecting like amazing food. Not so much. The food was okay. Our hotel, oddly enough, was it's run by Moroccans, so North Africans. Their food was amazing. I don't know where they imported their chef from, but all the other restaurants we went to were just kind of like, meh, I've had better food in Miami. Maybe it was a fluke, but I was expecting some rockin' food. Didn't get it. What else? Oh my gosh. So let me try to talk about this without getting my thing flagged. Right now, I washed my hair. Sorry, people, I have wet spots. Right now, we're experiencing a certain thing, right? And here in America and most of the world, we are encouraged to wear a certain thing to prevent the spread of a certain thing, right? I'm not joking with you. In Mexico, it's like they don't, well, let me take that back. Tourists act like this thing is not in Mexico. Nobody had on there anywhere. It was the weirdest thing. And then I found myself relaxing sometimes and then quickly telling myself like, oh no, girl, what are you doing? You can't do this. Nowhere. Now, the Mexicans have their stuff on. See, I don't even know what word you can and cannot say on here, but you guys get my drift. They had on all of their PPE, but the tourists did not have on anything. One night we went to Taboo, which is a really popular place in Tulum. A lot of Instagram people. Anyone who goes there, they're gonna go to this particular restaurant. It turns into like a party at night. So we didn't know that. We just thought it was like a lounge type environment. Like I didn't know it was gonna turn into a full-fledged party. Before you knew it, I had people dancing on me with no mask on. Like before you could even like snap your fingers, it escalated. People were like singing, and again, you know, when people are singing, things are flying, they're standing on tables, they're shouting, people are moving from table to table, this close and wild. I felt so irresponsible that night because, you know, we had our dinner ahead of us, and most times when you're in a restaurant, you don't have on, but yeah, I could see that place being a super S-word location because the tourists are not doing what we're told to do in America and Canada and most Western developed, everywhere is saying to do this. So yeah, just be mindful of that. You will feel like you're the oddball out because you're protecting yourself. Because I felt like people were looking at me like, what is she doing? Yep, okay, so keep that in mind. Also the hotels, I will say for me, Tulum feels like a glamorized camp, a really expensive camp. A lot of the hotels and Airbnbs are very rustic. Like our hotel only gave us 2 towels and the shower for whatever reason kept like spilling into the bathroom, and whenever we would ask for towels, they were looking at us like, what are you doing with the towels we gave you? Are you eating them? And we're like, no, like your shower, although it's maybe very efficient, like it's drenching our entire bathroom. And we would always have to like wait until the next day to get towels. So it's not like the place that we stayed in, I wanna, you know, one may argue, well, maybe that was just the place that you stayed at. No, we met some people at the airport. We later caught up with them and they said something similar. I don't even think they got towels or washcloths. Something important was missing from their accommodation. And they were saying, because they had been before, that it's very rustic. Some hotels will turn off the AC. So yeah, I guess the idea is they're trying to be very eco-friendly. But if you like things in excess, no, you're not gonna get that. The water also, I don't know if they didn't turn on the water heater. The water the hot water was kind of meh, in and out. I will say that. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Depending on where you stay, they may not give you a whole bunch of towels. They may turn off the AC. They may not turn on the water heater. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, I didn't really think it was a big deal other than the floors in the bathroom being wet. I'm very big on being comfortable in a bathroom. Didn't like that too much, but whatever. The next day they gave us extra towels. Taxis will charge whatever they want to charge. Every single day they had a new rate to go to the same place. Also, if there's traffic, let's say they agree to one price before entering into the traffic. By the time they endure the traffic, they'll ask, well, one particular driver asked for $15 on top of what we'd already agreed to. So the strip was probably like a few miles from where we were staying, maybe like 5 miles. And he was charging $50. We were getting hit over the head. After we endured traffic, he was like, oh, you know what? I sat in traffic for a long time. In so many words, can I have 65? We were like, absolutely not. We already agreed to 50. You knew where we were going. Traffic is not our issue. You obviously knew traffic was a thing. Don't try to like scam us at the Airbnb. But you know, I've been on vacation enough times to know that taxis are not the most honest people sometimes. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But to piggyback on that, make sure you bring enough money for transportation. If you plan on taxiing around Tulum and you're not staying on the actual strip, just know, especially if you're going during a peak season, it's going to get expensive. I recommend you look into renting a car because I don't see how renting a car from the airport could have been more money than us taxiing around. $50 each way, and forget if we went to a cenote or some other site. Like, it was really starting to add up, and they just arbitrarily come up with prices. I believe they should have some sort of booklet that tells you a rough estimate of how much it should be from point A to point B. And when the hotel calls a cab for you, you know, sometimes that's a little bit more accurate, but when you're just hailing a cab on the side of the road, they charge whatever. They look at you and like, I think she can pay $65 for something that should be $20. So yeah, taxis charge whatever. What else? I felt safe, I will say that. You know, a lot of countries get a bad rap for, you know, the violence that they do have. I'm not gonna sit here and act like violence isn't present in Mexico. We certainly know that it is, but I felt safe. At no time did I see any like weird police activity or anything sketchy. So that was good. That was a nice surprise. What else? Oh, last but not least, Pablo Escobar's mansion. You know that picture on Instagram that everyone takes that's like they're sitting in this circle that in front of it it's like the ocean? That is not free, dearies. You have to pay to get in. It's $50. And then you also have to pay $55 to eat there. It's a whole restaurant, it's a hotel. So if you want to get in, it's like I don't remember. I want to say it's between 110 and 120. The price goes up if you want a professional photographer, if you want access into the main house. If you just want to lounge by the beach and get that little picture in the little circular thing overlooking the beach, it's like, I don't want to lie, I don't remember how much it was. Let's say 120, in the ballpark of 120. The food is pretty expensive, the drinks are pretty expensive. So that $55 credit that you're getting for food and drinks, you need to be very strategic because it's not exactly cheap. Also, be mindful that that place closes at 6 o'clock. So don't show up super late because they're not going to tell you that. And the next thing you know, they're going to be telling you, oh, wrap it up. And they start putting away the chases and all the beach tables and all of that jazz. So be mindful of that. When you pay to go into Pablo Escobar's mansion, also know that a cabana is not guaranteed. When we got there, it was at capacity, and then we had to go off to the side for a little bit. It didn't take long for them to find us a place, but I think that could potentially be an issue on more crowded days, because here you are, if you paid a whole bunch of money, let's say you showed up at 4 and didn't realize it closed at 6, and you're sitting off to the side for a while waiting for a cabana, like, it's not really good use of your money. So make sure you plan out your time at Pablo Escobar's mansion carefully. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say. You know that little Mexican tequila that everyone has now all over the place? What is it? Clase Azul, the thing that has a little bell on top. So I thought that I could pick that up at the airport on my way home in Cancun. Another fun fact. They do not sell that at the airport. Would you believe? So I ended up with, let me show you guys. These 2 bottles. One is, I think they're both tequilas. But yeah, that little tequila with the bell on it was a no-go at the airport. I was quite disappointed. Oh my gosh, and I remember one more thing. Sorry, those videos kind of all over the place. I would suggest, even when you're using your card, to pay in pesos, because it actually works out being cheaper when you use pesos. So I guess that will be the last thing that I said. You know, most people say, oh, they take American. They do. But if you want to get the most bang for your buck, use pesos. Use the pesos function when they bring out the little ATM machine to you, or the card reader, I forget what it's called. So yeah, that is my list of things that I kind of wish I knew before. Do I recommend going to Tulum? Yes. Do I think it's a little overrated? Yes. And I've traveled to my fair share of countries. I think that, you know, it's the hot place to go to right now. Again, maybe I need to try during a slower period. Out of 5 stars, I would give Tulum maybe 3.5. I'll do another video, like a vlog maybe, of my experience. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and share. Bye.